Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is good and hopefully we will see Jesus through my sermon and through everyone's sermon, because that is our greatest need and our greatest desire. We want to see Jesus. Alright, who among us play soccer? My brother Benjamin, Jonathan, they play soccer. Basketball, me and Eliam play basketball, badminton, football, volleyball, yeah. Mostly here, play soccer or any sport. And I'm going to tell you one interesting history about soccer. Before, people played soccer highly unorganized. They have 11 players, one goalkeeper, and 10 others as defender, midfielder, wing, and also strikers. And everyone was gathered around the ball and tried to bring the ball, and the strongest will dribble the ball all the way to the front and try to score. But there's a but, because they play unorganizedly, because they play like they crowded around the ball, the movement became so slow. Because how come we can dribble the ball with all the people around us? But everything changed by this man called Mr. Jack Reynolds. He was a former manager of IS Amsterdam Club, and he invented the strategy. What is the strategy? The total football. Total football strategy. What is total football? Total football is this strategy emphasizes using of the full width of the field. So before they were gathered in the ball, around the ball, but right now with this strategy, everyone positioning themselves in a certain place. Like the defender, they don't go to the front, the defender will stay behind, and the wing is not in the middle, but the wing will be staying in the corner. And the striker, they don't need to come all the way to the defender's field. So they will play in a good position. And this strategy called total football. Why? Because they use the whole court. And all the players will participating in their own spot. And this strategy creates a better chance or opportunities to score goal. And the first team that ever used this strategy is Dutch soccer national team in 1969 to 1973. You know what, friends? The same principle applies to evangelism. Why? Because we cannot work in our mission without a clear strategy. If everyone moves without direction, like soccer before, the result may be ineffective. However, with a well-thought-out strategy, each person can fulfill their role according to God's calling, making evangelism more structured, purposeful, and beautiful. We need a clear strategy. This morning, we will learn about the different strategic plan for salvation throughout the story of the encounter between Jesus and the Samaritan woman. This story is interesting to me. Let's read our main text today. He left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs to go to Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about 6 hours. There came a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Alright, it's clear there that Jesus had finished his business in Judea and willing to go to Galilee. There's an interesting verse here. The first word. He must need to go through Samaria. This is NIV. But in some translation, it's called must needs, necessary, or have to. But I love the Greek translation. All this translation is derived from word ide in the form of imperfect, indicative, active. What is it? It's indicating an ongoing necessity. So it is ongoing necessity. Jesus was feeling the necessity to go to Samaria, even though his original plan was to go to Galilee. But he has this necessity in his heart. And the word ide, indicating something that had been predetermined from the beginning. So the plan of Jesus to go visit Samaritan land is not coincident, it's not a random action, but it was predetermined or well planned before. And from Judea to Galilee, there are two roads usually, and the one road takes time longer, and the other one is the shortcut. And Jesus using the shortcut, which is to pass through the Samaritan land. But the shortest route is the avoided route. Why? Because the Jewish people mostly they hate Samaritan, and in order to avoid the contact or interaction between Jews and Samaritan, they avoid this road. However, Jesus take this strange shortcut. A cultural and religious background of this two group of people was known already back then. When it happened when Assyrian kingdom came to conquer this Samaria, and then the Samaritan is captive, and a lot of people from other places come gather and live among the city, and then a mixed racial group arose in that province. Alright, verse 5. Then come he to a city Samaria, which is called Sychar. Sychar is a special place. Many divine meetings were happened in this city. For example, the first city of Abraham after he left Ur Kasdim, it was Sychar. And the first altar that Abraham built, it was in Sychar. And in this city also will come a divine meeting between Jesus and the lost soul, the Samaritan woman. Although Jesus was fully aware of the broken relationship between the Samaritan and the Jews, he did not let it prevent him, for he had a purpose, a plan, a strategy to save the lost. My brothers, we cannot let any obstacle, we cannot let any problem, any personal problem such as a physical problem, mental problem, social problem, financial problem to prevent us to doing our mission. We may have a financial problem, but we still need to go on our mission. Maybe there's a friction in our society, yet we still need to go there to preach the gospel like Jesus did here. Verse 6, Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore being weary with his journey sat thus on the well, and it was about 6 hours. Alright, there's an interesting point of view that I want to present to us. In the Old Testament, wells were often the setting for